Okay, straight into it. I'm going to first address good fucking news that Wrestlingjesus, speaking of wrestling videos that I'm going to be doing, speaking of wrestling videos, I'm done with them. Good news though. Now, will you please leave me the fuck alone, Mrs. Awesome, and all these other WJ fantards who keep, getting at me. I am done with speaking of wrestling videos. You can spread the word that I am done. Because he's been gone for a year now, and that recent video that I just uploaded on him where I was exposing him for who he really was, exposing his true colors, yes, I will admit that was overdue, but that's when I didn't know about the print scan button to where I could actually do that video. So I just needed to get that little thing off my chest. Okay? Now, I want everyone to bear, second thing, I want everyone to bear this particular thing in mind. Okay? I was a Wrestlingjesus fan. I was. But until he had to go out of his way to make fun of the 9/11 victims. But first use the 9/11 footage as a comedy stint, but then yet make fun of the 9/11 victims to further piss them off. That's when he crossed the line. That's where he lost all my respect. Okay? Now, for all you Wrestlingjesus fans who are coming on my page giving me a ration of shit, your comments and every single one of your responses are biased and hypocritical and as stupid as I can possibly see. Okay? Let's start off with one thing. Okay? You're going to go at Spinnernet just because he's asking for money off the internet, e-begging as you guys put it. But yet, it's okay for Wrestlingjesus to, upload a video for 9/11 for a comedy vid, which a lot of people hated. But how convenient that he took it down right after, he started getting heat for it, just so it wouldn't get flagged. Well, isn't that convenient? He took it down because, he took down his video because he knew it was a stupid thing for him to do, but then takes it down whenever he says, I better take this down before I get flagged. When he knew from the very beginning that what he did was very disgusting. This is what I hate about Wrestlingjesus fans. You guys are so biased and hypocritical. It's not okay if Spooner asks money for the unit. It's not okay if I rip on Speaking of Wrestling, even though he hasn't made a video in a year. But it's okay for Wrestlingjesus to, make fun of 9/11 and rip on Spooner and be Wrestler whenever they both are trying to, get away from, his bullshit. And then you're going to make excuses for him saying, it's just a character that he's doing everything. It's just who he is. But this is who I am. Okay? If you don't like what I'm doing, go back and suck his cock like you always do. Get off mine. Because I'm not gay like you guys. Okay? You guys obviously are gay. You guys are hypocritical. Okay? It's apparently not okay if Spooner asks money for the internet. But Wrestlingjesus went way beyond what Spooner did with asking for a donation. Wrestlingjesus went far beyond, what anyone else in the YWC that I did with the 9/11 thing. And you guys are going to, praise him? You're going to call me creepy just because, I talk about Speaking of Wrestling a lot, when I kind of find it creepy that, when a Canadian, pig hog, who apparently looks like a pedophile to begin with, who apparently wears John Cena merchandise and, Rock merchandise in every single one of his videos, well, John Cena merch, for that matter, who apparently takes a day off work to make a burial marathon on millions and millions of, people, and has to go so far to please to use material to get attention by using 9/11 footage, and then on top of that, make fun of the victims as well by calling them white trash Americans. He did it. That's a fact. He did it. Okay, the recent video I made with Speaking of Wrestling, that was something that was overdue, I'll admit, but I just found out how to do the print scan, but I just needed to get it off my chest. So therefore, I'm done with Speaking of Wrestling. Now will you please get off my nuts? Apparently, I don't think you will. I think you're just going to keep coming at me, just no matter what. And that's why I don't even, really take anything serious that you WJ fans say, or anyone that's coming at me, because you're just gonna like do. It's just no matter what. And Wrestlingjesus is a complete moron. Okay, if he can't see what he did with that 9/11 thing was wrong and disgusting, and it was a very inhuman thing to do, then he's an idiot, and he can't maintain consistency at all. How many times do I have to fucking say it? One point he says Cena sucks. One point he says John Cena rules. Point in time he says CM Punk sucks. One time he says CM Punk rules. If that's his character, then that's who he is, and then you like him for that. I rip on, made two videos, mentioning Speaking of Wrestling, and yes, I made a lot of comments mentioning him. But that's just who I am, and that's your best way for excusing him for apparently defending him, but then trying to refute my arguments in terms of that. Is that well, it's who he is. Well, guess what? It's who I am too. Congratulations, you contradicted yourself right there, especially you, Mrs. Awesome. I just can't believe. That's the one thing I can't believe. The one thing that pissed me off the most is I hate how people keep talking about spilling that stupid e-begging when Wrestlingjesus has crossed far beyond that limit with the 9/11 shit. His 9/11 thing greatly offended me, and I was a fan of his but Wrestlingjesus threw his respect on to it. And you know what Wrestlingjesus' best response was when I made a video on him? He says, "Oh, I don't need respect from mongoloids." This is the only thing that this guy can, bury against, true people. Like I can understand him burying Gemini, but like when it comes to like burying like smarter people than him, like sparing it myself, the only thing, or MB wrestler, the only thing he can bring are just insults. And then just because he calls people mongoloids, he buried me? Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't want to talk about. You know what? And apparently Christmas is coming up right now. I'm not in the mood for this. I'm not in the mood to be all pissed off all Christmas, season at Wrestlingjesus and his fucking fanboy asshole fucktard cocksuckers. Because apparently you all fucking suck, and I hope you guys. I hope that maybe Wrestlingjesus. I hope that Toronto has some sort of terrorist attack. So that's a little something back at you, Wrestlingjesus. I hope that Toronto Wrestlingjesus is the next to be targeted by Al Qaeda, and many of his USA hate bandwagons, fanboys. The bandwagon of USA hate that he joined, and all the people who jump on it. I hope those gets the same fate as well. Because if you think that, him making fun of 9/11 just because he doesn't like America, I mean, not liking America is one thing, but if he has to go so far to, show his hate for America by making fun of the deaths of people who have done nothing to nobody, and there were actually little babies. There was a daycare center in the World Trade Center, and babies, and there were actually like babies, toddlers that died in there. People who haven't even, probably spoke their first word yet. And Wrestlingjesus is poking fun at that. But no, you want to. Well, I got news for you. Wrestlingjesus is the scumbag. Spoonnet is not a scumbag for asking for help off the internet or a donation. Because last I checked, Wrestlingjesus tops, over some, someone asking for money off the internet, asking for a donation. Last time I checked, what Spoonnet did is nothing compared to what Wrestlingjesus did. And for you guys who praise Wrestlingjesus still for it, then you guys are idiots as well. I myself me, on the other hand, I'm a Wrestlingjesus fan who can put his morals and his morals before his love towards someone. To where I know when it's the right time to hate on someone, and I know when it's the right time to like someone, or who I should give my respect to. But I do not respect someone like someone who makes fun of great tragedies like 9/11. I don't. And anyone who is a fan is just as a bigger idiot as he is. Nothing he says is legit. I thought what he says was legit earlier because I didn't really know who he was. Now I thought, he was serious, but apparently he's never serious about anything he says. So why bother taking anything at that he says at face value? You know what? I got Christmas season come up. There's a lot of reviews I want to do in video games that has nothing to do with Speaking of Wrestling. Not anymore. Okay? Please bear that in mind. Now, I'm still a fan of Spirit. Yeah, I'm still a fan of Spirit after he asked money for off the internet. Apparently, it's okay. I guess it's okay for you guys to still stay loyal to Wrestlingjesus after his 9/11 thing. So I guess ever since Spirit e-begged, but I'm still staying loyal to Spirit, I guess it's all right for me. If you're going to rip on me for it, then you have no room to talk. And if you do still rip on me, then every single word that you say further proves how much of a bigger idiot you are. And Mrs. Awesome, I'm not going to talk about Speaking of Wrestling no more, so why don't you nut up, shut the fuck up, and get the fuck off my page, you little bitch. If anyone has a problem with me being, if anyone wants to call me an American pig, I'm defending that I'm not believing 9/11 was an inside job or anything like that. You all can suck my dick. Okay? Because I guarantee, if any day, one day that something bad happens in Canada, one day some tragedy like 9/11 happens in Canada, I'll be sure to upload a video poking fun at that, and I'll mention Wrestlingjesus' name in that video as well, guaranteed on that. And like I said, you people who come on here giving me irrational shit, your opinions would hold a lot more fucking water if you put your face on camera. But in my opinion, you're afraid. You're little spineless cowards behind your keyboards who have nothing to communicate with people but your keyboards by typing on the comments section of videos and channels and walls. I'm already fucking 5,000. Ciao, Wrestlingjesus retards. And Canada sucks, by the way. Because it's apparently the second to the United States because, well, it sucks. Justin Bieber.